What's up, everyone? Welcome to JohnnyKpicks, the show where I break down my favorite fights for the UFC that's coming up, and I'll tell you who's going to win. So this week we got UFC Vegas 34, Cannonier versus Gastelum. So let's get started. Alright, so the first fight I'm going to break down for you is William Knight versus Fabio Cherant. William Knight's coming in at 9-2. He is a -225 favorite, 33 years old, 5'10", 73-inch reach. And then Fabio is 7-2. He's a plus 185 underdog, 26 years old, 6'1", and 76-inch reach. So for my first fight for the night, it's basically going to be a no-brainer for me. I'm going to pick William Knight here in pretty easy form here, but I'll go over some stats to back up my pick here. Knight has a 74% striking accuracy compared to Cherant's 30%. Knight also averages 2.56 takedowns per 15 minutes with a 53% takedown accuracy. So whether the fight stays on the feet or it goes on the mat, I think Knight's going to pretty much dominate Fabio. Coming off of Cherant's last fight, he got choked out by Mennefield real quick in the first round, so I don't think he stands a chance with William Knight's power. I do think Knight's going to knock him out in maybe in the early second round, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go to distance, but Knight is definitely going to win. That's my pick, 100%. Alright, so for my second fight, I got Kelleher versus Domingo Pilarte. Brian comes in at a 170 favorite. He's 35 years old, 5'6", with a 64-inch reach. And then we also have Domingo. He's 8-2, as a plus 140 underdog, and he's 31 years old, 6 foot tall, and 74-inch reach. So right off the bat, you notice a big height disadvantage and a big reach disadvantage for Brian here. This is going to be a fun fight no matter what. And I'll admit, I am a pretty big Kelleher fan. I think he's just fun to watch. He's energetic. He's great. He's a great interviewee. But that's not the reason why I'm picking him here. I really think he could pull this one off. But let's dive in a little bit first. So with the height and reach disadvantage, that's going to be a big plus for Pilarte. But here's where I see the fight going is, so Kelleher lands 3.92 strikes per minute with a 39% accuracy, and Pilarte is 2.04 strikes per minute with a 50% accuracy. So he's very low volume. He's more of a grappler guy. He wants to get you down on the ground. He wants to try to submit you. But they're both great grapplers. Kelleher is a very good grappler. He's a very good submission artist. I think his game plan and best path to victory here is to stay on the feet and slug it out with him. Pilarte does have a suspect chin here too. So if this fight stays on the feet, I think Kelleher can pull this one out, maybe by knockout, maybe or by decision, just by out points, or by just scoring more points for the judges here. So either way, I think Kelleher is going to land way more significant strikes against him, and if he just stays off the mat a little bit and stuffs the takedown, I think he's going to get the decision here. So I'm going to go with Brian Kelleher by decision. Okay, so the third fight I have here is Luis Saldana versus Austin Lingo. Luis comes in at a -135 favorite. He's 30 years old. He's 5'11", has a 73-inch reach. And Austin Lingo comes in at 8-1. He's a plus 110 underdog. He's 27 years old, 5'10", and a 70-inch reach. So this is another fun fight that I'm looking forward to, but I'm just going to go right out and say I think the underdog's going to win here. I think Austin Lingo is going to outstrike Saldana. First off, they're both great strikers. Lingo averages 3.7 strikes per minute with a 44% accuracy, and Saldana lands 4.39 strikes per minute with a 51% accuracy. Also, both fighters' striking defense is great too. 62% for Lingo and 64% for Saldana. But here's the stat that's gonna make or break this fight. Now, Lingo averages 1 takedown per 15 minutes, but Saldana's takedown defense is only 42%. And last fight, Saldana got taken down tons of times, and I'm actually surprised he won that fight. And a lot of people thought he did not win, and I'm kind of one of them. I didn't think he won that fight, but if Lingo's striking doesn't work out in his favor, he can always go to that wrestling to try to take him down and control him on the mat for the whole fight. I know Saldana is a little bit unorthodox with his striking, but it's perfect for Lingo to time it right, get his takedown, take him to the mat, control him there. So I think that's what's going to happen for at least 1 or 2 rounds. Maybe Saldana gets 1 round in there and sneaks in there, but I think what's end up going to happen is Lingo's going to win 2 rounds to 1. So I'm going to go with Lingo here, winning by decision. Okay, so the fourth fight I have here is Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval, and this is going to be my fight of of the night. I don't know if it's going to be the fight. It probably will be, but this is definitely my fight of the night. Pantoja comes in at 23-5, very good record. He's a -170 favorite right now. 31 years old. He's 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. And Royval is 12-5, plus 140 underdog right now. 29 years old. He's 5'9" and a 70.5-inch reach. So, like I said, I think this fight is going to be super, super close. It's going to be fight of the night. But saying that, I'm going to go with the underdog here. I'm going to go with Brandon Royval. Pantoja does average 4.3 strikes landed per minute with a 47% accuracy, and Royval is 3.77 strikes per minute and with a 46% accuracy. I think this fight is going to stay on the feet a majority of the fight. Royval is a good grappler. He can submit you from any position. So I think Pantoja is going to want to stay on the feet. Like I said, I think this is going to be the closest. Like, they're both really good strikers too. Royval is a little bit unorthodox with his striking, so it might mess up Pantoja here and there. If this stays on the feet, it's going to be super close, but I think if it does go on the ground, it's going to really confuse Pantoja, and he might end up getting submitted. So I think he's going to want to stay on his feet for the whole fight. I think what's going to happen is, because Royval is so unorthodox with his fighting style, I think it's going to confuse Pantoja, and it's going to wear him out in the later rounds, and he's going to end up winning the last 2 rounds. So I think what's going to happen. So my pick is Brandon Royval by split decision. He's going to end up winning some rounds 2 and 3 for sure. But very close. Could go either way. But I'm going to side with the underdog here. Okay, last fight I'm going to break down for you guys is Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum. Cannonier is 12-5. He's a 165 favorite, -165 favorite. 37 years old. He's 5'11" and 77.5-inch reach. And then Kelvin Gastelum is 17-7. He's a plus 135 underdog. 29 years old. Can't believe he's only 29 years old. And he seems like he's at least 35, but what do I know? Height is 5'9", and he has a 71.5-inch reach. So I'm just going to say it right now. I think Cannonier's got this one. Cannonier is just a bigger fighter. He had a 2-inch height advantage with a 6-inch reach advantage, and I also think he's the better striker. I'm not saying Kelvin is not a good striker, but I think Cannonier has the power to back it up. He has vicious leg kicks. His striking accuracy is 52% with a 64% defense, and then Gastelum only has 42% striking with a 57% defense. The only way I think that Gastelum has a chance of winning is wrestling, trying to get him on the ground. Cannonier's takedown defense is really good. He's at 54%, and that number is a little skewed because he moved down from light heavyweight to middleweight. He's only been taken down 4 times since he's done that. So I think 3 times was in one match too. So that number is skewed. So he's more like in the 60s, maybe 70s takedown difference in the middleweight divisions. So I see this going in the 3rd or 4th round. I can see Cannonier finishing it up here. I think it's going to be a knockout. I know Gastelum has had a really good chin. He doesn't really get knocked out too much, but man, he's back in the fight already, and he fought Whitaker, and he got pieced up the whole time, and Whitaker hasn't even fought yet. So what's that say? I mean, I think Cannonier has more power than Whitaker, so once he gets hit with one, I think he's going to be done. So 3rd round, maybe 4th round knockout here. Alright, so to recap here, I have Knight by knockout, I have Kelleher by decision, I have Lingo by decision, I have Royval by decision, and I have Cannonier by knockout. Alright, so those are my picks for UFC Vegas 34. Thank you guys for watching, and don't be afraid to roundhouse kick that like and subscribe button on your way down to the mat. See you guys next time, and happy fight night, guys.